Hey guys, welcome back. So I've been seeing all these videos on my page of like what I crocheted so far. So I decided to do my own version because I did crochet a handful amount of clothes. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, we're gonna go in order. And the first thing I made was this granny square sweater. It looks really big on the camera, but it's not that large. I started this I think in the beginning of January. And I finished like most of it. I just had to do like the sleeve part that was left because I didn't have any more yarn, so I just left it in my closet, and then I didn't finish it again until like May. But still, this is kind of like the first thing I did start on, so yeah. Overall, I'd give it like a 8 out of 10. Like when I first bought the yarn, I was unsure of the colors, but once I tried it on, I actually really liked it. It's actually kind of funny because I bought a whole new skein just to do like 6 more rows on the sleeves, and I'm left with this large leftover piece of yarn. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make with it, but I'll figure it out. And I made this sweater because I kept seeing it on my TikTok, and one YouTuber I follow and this girl on TikTok, I kept seeing their videos. Her name is Christina Rose Crafts, and then I would watch like Cameron Kane's YouTube videos, and I would see them make the sweater, so I got inspired to make my own. I definitely want to make more, but probably one that's like pink and white, because usually I don't wear stuff that's like green and blue, so this was kind of like different for me to make. Okay, it looks like this. I'm gonna put a little picture right there. Yeah, on to the next one. Okay, this is the next thing I made, and it's pretty cute. It's just like another hexagon cardigan. I like the colors because it's kind of like a pink, beige, like neutral kind of color. Originally, I was going for a pullover because I remember this one time I was on the shuttle bus at my school, and this girl had a like one of these, and I could tell it was like crocheted, but it was like a closed pullover, and I was like, wow, that's so cute, I want to make one. So I tried, but I didn't know what I was doing, so I just made a cardigan. I'd rate this, I don't know, I think it's like a probably 9 out of 10. Yeah. It's pretty cute. I'm not sure when I would ever wear this though, but I'm gonna try to take my crochet clothes with me back to school because I feel like I just make stuff and it just sits in my closet and just collects dust, and I don't sell stuff yet. So I'm gonna try and style it soon. I want to say when I made this, but I honestly don't remember. Yeah. Okay, this is the next item. This is like a sweater I crocheted around March and April, and this, I don't know, this is probably one of my least favorites because like I think it's just the neckline, like the way I made it, it's just kind of like awkward. I don't know. And then I tried to do like the bell sleeves, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I just freehanded it because I saw a TikTok of this girl doing it and she made it in 4 panels, and I was like, oh, she can do it, I can do it. But I couldn't. So I don't think, I mean, it would be nice to wear it, but I don't think I ever will because I didn't know what I was doing. The yarn though is really pretty. Like I love the color, and it's kind of like mohair almost, but I don't think I'll ever wear this. This is what it looks like. It's definitely an awkward fit around the sleeves and around the neck, but yeah, this is like not one of my favorite projects, but I'll keep it because this was like the first kind of like sweater I actually freehanded, but I'm not sure if I'll ever wear this. Okay, this is like my top, like my favorite project of the entire year probably. This was a top that I wore to the TXT concert, and it only took me a few days. Like it was pretty easy to make, and originally I was gonna do like blue and white or orange or white to match with like the theme of the new concept, but I decided to do pink and white because like pink is my favorite color. So yeah, I just decided to do pink. These are 2 freebie pins I got. They're so cool. Yeah, I'd say this is probably my favorite project of the entire year because it's got a nice memory to it. Okay, this one is a bag that I made, It's very small. Funny story, when I was watching this tutorial that I was using, I didn't make the base long enough because I just didn't realize, like, the video with like the base of 4 rows, but in the comments she mentions that she actually used 5 rows for the base, so it came out really small, but it's still kind of cute though. And this only took me 2 days to make because it was a pretty small project, so I'm pretty satisfied. And I like the colors, so even though it's small, I mean, it can still be used for like small things, you know. Okay, so I did mention the last bag that I made was too small, so I went ahead and made it again but bigger. But I decided to do like a green theme, so I just used like mint green, dark green, and some of the yarn from my sweater actually, which helped a lot because I was able to use up some of the yarn, so it wasn't just sitting in my drawer collecting dust. But I do like this bag because of how big it is, and it can hold quite a amount of stuff. It stretches, but it's not like a dramatic one, which I like. Okay, so the next thing I made were these crochet shorts. They were only supposed to be orange and pink, but unfortunately I did run out of yarn, so I just switched to this blue color. No, this mint color. At first I thought I wouldn't like it because like the color change, but it's actually pretty cute. Then I decided to make a matching top. I just made this one just orange because this is what I had the most yarn of, and then I added these stripes at the bottom, and then I added a ribbing. So I'm probably never gonna wear this. I'll probably just wear it in my dorm or something, but I don't think I'd ever go outside in it because I don't know. It's more like a loungewear type of outfit. Also, another thing I made is this little placemat. It was supposed to be a blanket, but I never finished it, so I just made it into a placemat, and it's pretty cute. I just used my scrap yarn to make it. Okay, I forgot to show this, but this is also another granny square sweater I made. And this one I have like mixed feelings about because when I saw it online I was like, oh, it's cute, but when I made it, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling how it looked on me in the color scheme. And then I think like halfway through I didn't like, when I started to not like it, I was just ready to get it over with, so I didn't even make the sleeves long enough like how I wanted it. So the sleeves sit about like maybe like right here instead of down here, which isn't a bad thing, but I would have preferred the sleeves to go all the way down to my wrist. But it's not too bad. So okay, the next thing I made was my granny square blanket, and that took about a month. I think I started June 30th, and then I finished it July 27th. And I got the idea off of Pinterest, and when I saw it I was like, I have to make this, like it's so cute. And I've never made a blanket before, but I would consider this, I wouldn't call it a blanket, I'd call it a throw blanket because I did make it kind of small. But the idea was to put it in my dorm bed, so I'm just hoping it's long enough because I don't really have the exact measurements, but I mean, it's not gonna be like draping off the bed, but it's gonna add some design because the theme of my dorm is green and white, so that's why I made the blanket green and white. And I also plan to make a matching pillow, but I haven't started on it yet, but I do plan to make a pillow to match with it. I would say the hardest part of making the blanket was probably sewing the squares together because I think crocheting the squares isn't that hard. The only challenge was like the first week or so that I was watching the pattern and videos for it. It was like kind of annoying because I have to like pause the video, make the square, pause the video, next round, pause the video, next round. Like, you know what I mean? But eventually after a while, because I had been making the squares so many times, like the pattern just stuck to my brain, which was nice. But definitely sewing it together was the hardest part because there were times where I had to unravel a few pieces because I would sew them the wrong way, which kind of slowed down the process, but I'm so glad it's done and I'm proud that I made it. Okay, this is my next project. I made this last week and I'm pretty satisfied with how it came out because it is very close to the picture that I was going for. The only thing is that the neckline is kind of off, but besides that, everything else is pretty good. And to make these starburst granny squares, for this dark blue, I used the red heart yarn, which I never use, and I regret it because although it's a nice color, the yarn is very rough. It's very hard to crochet with, so I don't think I would buy from that brand again. Usually I just always use the Big Twist from Joann's, and I think I'll stick with that because that yarn it's about the same price range, but the Big Twist yarn is softer, so I think I'll stick with that one. But I like how it looks, and I like the mesh look, and it's cropped, which I like. Most recent project, and it's a cat ear beanie with ruffles. It's actually not finished, but it kind of is. It just needs like a bow, like a red bow right here, and it's gonna be Hello Kitty themed. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of inspo off TikTok, and I see a lot of girls make these kinds of hats, so I was like, let me make my own. And I like it, even though the ruffles are the hardest part because it just takes a long time, because you're essentially like adding 3 stitches in 1 stitch every row, so it's like gradually getting like longer to do each row, which isn't too bad. But yeah, I like it. Well, it was fun sharing my ideas with you guys, and I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.